Do you see yourself being at Microsoft for a long time?
Yes, I think I do actually. Microsoft is more than just a place I work because I come here every day. My social life is here. It's where I eat food. It's where I work out. So yeah, it's like kind of home for me. So I definitely see myself here long term.
I just quit my job at Microsoft, and honestly, I don't know if I made the right decision. Imagine you had your dream job that paid you well, gave you impactful projects, and allowed you to work with your close friends every day. Well, that's exactly what I had at Microsoft, and it was amazing. I joined in 2021 as a software engineer, transitioned into product management, and absolutely loved every team and product that I was a part of. So why did I leave? This is the part where I want to be really honest, because whenever I tell someone that I quit Microsoft, the first thing they assume is one of three things. Either I got a crazy offer with a big pay raise somewhere else, I'm launching my own startup, or I'm pursuing this YouTube channel full time. None of these are true, as I'll be making less money now than I did at Microsoft. So here's what actually happened. When I first joined Microsoft, I was incredibly happy because this was my dream job. However, I quickly became super overwhelmed. Everything was new and unfamiliar. I felt major imposter syndrome, so I felt this strong motivation to prove myself. I would work way more than 40 hours a week just to stay afloat and provide value to my team. Everything was new and exciting, but I was definitely super stressed out. After about a year, I became a lot more knowledgeable. I understood our product fairly well, gained a sense of confidence, and was able to work independently without needing handholding. Work was at a good sweet spot. It wasn't too easy or too difficult. It was right in the middle. I think this is the optimal spot to be in life because you feel challenged enough for the work to be fun, but not so challenged to the point where you feel overwhelmed 24/7. However, like all good things in life, there comes an end. In my fourth year, I started to feel like I wasn't learning anything new. Every day was becoming repetitive, tackling the same problems, meeting with the same customers, shipping features for the same product, all while going to the same office every day. I started to become very efficient at my job and life became comfortable. I remember we had a meeting with our leadership every month to present our product's revenue and customer growth. And I used to get pretty anxious before these meetings when I first joined the team. But by the 4-year mark, after what must have been 40 or 50 of these meetings, I was so comfortable to the point where I realized I wasn't being pushed or challenged anymore. That's the thing that's hard to say out loud because it sounds ungrateful. When you're making really good money at a prestigious company doing work that people respect, it's actually harder to leave, not easier. The golden handcuffs are real. I remember talking to a friend about it and he said something that stuck with me. You're not unhappy enough to leave, but you're not fulfilled enough to stay. And that's the most dangerous place to be. At this point, there were two things I was craving. A challenge, and B, a change. A change in the product, the company, or maybe even just the industry that I'm currently in. I think a lot of people go through this around the 4-year mark. Society structures our lives in 3 to 4 year phases: middle school, high school, college. And just like senior year, I started to feel like everyone had graduated and moved on while I was still here. You might be thinking, but Brown Tech Daddy, you're talking about school. That's different than work. I know people that work at the same company for 25 years. Yeah, and those people are psychopaths. Actually, I shouldn't say that. My skip manager at Microsoft worked there for 25 plus years and he was one of the nicest, most genuine people I know. All this to say, a lot of my friends at Microsoft had left after 4 years and I felt like the senior who got held back. So I knew it was time. In fact, I remember the exact moment I knew I had to leave. I was on my daily commute taking the subway up to the New York City office and I just thought, if I'm still here in 2 years, what will have changed? And I couldn't answer that. That was the moment. There were several options I was now weighing. One option was to leave Microsoft and launch my own app, which we'll touch on later. But in the meantime, I also decided to start applying to new companies. Given that I was coming from 5 years in big tech, I was really eager for a smaller environment that would be super fast-paced. And so I mainly searched for openings at startups. I applied, I interviewed, I applied, I interviewed. After a while, I had several offers, one of which was at a healthcare startup that really excited me. Their team, industry, and overall company mission really aligned with what I was looking for. And so I signed their job offer and mentally prepared myself to tell my manager that I was quitting. I cannot emphasize how scared I was to make this phone call. I messaged him on Teams saying, hey, do you have time for a quick call tonight? And he was like, sure, call me in 10 minutes. Is everything okay? I'm like, shoot, what do I say? So I just don't respond. And then after 10 minutes, I just call him. He picks up and he's like, hey, how's your week been? How's it going? And I'm like, yeah, things are good. How's your week been? Blah, blah, blah. We exchange some small talk for a few minutes. Then eventually I realize I need to rip this Band-Aid. So I go, hey, this news is going to come out of left field, but, and I just freeze. I don't have the courage to tell him. And then he goes, did you get a new job? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And he goes, congrats. Don't be sorry, I'm happy for you. I know you were looking for a change, so I'm glad you found what you were looking for. So the call went a lot better than I expected. In fact, he sounded a little too happy when I broke the news to him. It's like, man, at least act like you're a little sad that I'm leaving. But jokes aside, I'm gonna miss him and the team a lot, and I'm officially no longer a Microsoft employee. Part of why I left Microsoft was that I wanted to build things again. And the first thing I built is called Founder of One.
It's basically how you grow your startup on autopilot. As you might know, the hardest part of any startup is getting those first 100 customers. You know that content works, but filming, editing, posting consistently, it's a whole job on its own. That's exactly the problem I built this to solve. You paste your website URL, and it generates authentic short-form videos. Subtitles, editing, everything already baked in so that it's ready to post on X, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or whatever platform of your choice. I've spent 5 years making YouTube videos, and I've learned what makes videos feel real versus an ad that people just scroll past. That whole pipeline, the hooks, the pacing, the authenticity, I baked all of that into this product. And instead of paying hundreds of dollars to an influencer for a UGC video, you get this at a fraction of the cost because I wanted to create something actually affordable. So if you're a founder that wants to create consistent content without having to film and edit everything yourself, you can get started for free at founderone.com. I'm super excited to share this project with you and hear whatever feedback you may have.
In addition to starting my new job as a product manager at a healthcare startup, there's a lot of upcoming changes to look out for. For example, this YouTube channel is going to evolve. I'm still going to make content about tech, careers, what it's like to work in different environments, but I want to be honest with you guys. I can't make Microsoft day in the life content anymore because I don't work there anymore. And I think that's actually a good thing because I want this channel to grow with me and I'd love for you to be a part of that. I don't know if I'll regret this decision to leave my work, stable pay, and benefits at Microsoft behind. But if I had to give one piece of advice to anyone watching who's in a similar place, it's this. Comfort is not the same thing as happiness. And a good situation is not the same thing as the right situation. You're allowed to want more and change your mind, even when things are objectively fine. That's the thing I wish someone had said to me earlier.
Microsoft is more than just a place I work. So yeah, it's like kind of home for me. So I definitely see myself here long term.
All right, I want to hear from you. If you've made a big career change or you're thinking about one, drop it in the comments. I genuinely read those, especially on this kind of video. And if you got something out of this, like, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll see you in the next one.